Viewers, hey, Jesus Tarot. For those of you who are new to the channel, please do me a huge favor, you guys. Please hit that subscribe button down below. Also, if you enjoyed this little live session, please make sure you hit the notification bell and the thumbs up, okay? I just wanted to come on here really briefly because it was on my mind, the spirit had it heavily on my mind to discuss twin flame relationships. Are they really toxic? The labels that a lot of readers and spiritual coaches and manifestation coaches and stuff like that put on people's connections. So I wanted to talk about this because as a reader on the YouTube community, I get this question a lot, like, is this a twin flame connection? Are we soulmates? Like, what exactly is this connection, right? So I wanted to ask you guys for feedback. Like, how do you see the healthy side of a twin flame soulmate connection, life partner connection? Like, what is your take on it? Because me personally, sitting back and evaluating all of the readings that I've done over a year now and some months, what I've noticed is for a lot of people, they're looking for answers. A lot of people even turn to tarot for answers. And here's the thing, right? Because a lot of people are religious, heavily religious, Christian, whatever your faith is. A lot of people are religious, and tarot doesn't define you. Tarot doesn't tell you the future. Tarot doesn't tell you what to do or how to do it. Same thing with labeling relationships, right? Hang on, y'all. I can't see messages here. Okay, can you see me? I see there's 2 people in the live stream, but I don't see messages, so it's like, okay. Good morning and welcome to my channel if you're new and you're just watching. But hi Risa. But I wanted to talk about the labels that a lot of people put on relationships. Good morning, Kelly. Welcome back, love. Twin flames, soulmates, life partners. At the end of the day, I'm a faith-based person. I do believe in the Creator, God Almighty, however you identify. And when you think about it, like, soulmates is not necessarily a term biblically, but to me, it's parallel to a man and his wife. It's a very deep union, right? It's on a soul level. But you have the term twin flame, and a twin is like a replica, just like you have twin babies, right? It's a replica, it's a sibling. It's someone that mirrors exactly the same thing as you. Well, here's the thing about the twin flame journey. It's like, if you have 2 people, right? And just hear me out for a second. If you have 2 people that come together and they both have unhealed trauma, they both have insecurities, they both are very flighty, wishy-washy, not sure about themselves, not confident in themselves, how is that a ground for a successful, healthy relationship when you really think about it? The label twin flame, well, this is my twin flame. So what does that mean? Because from all of the research I've done on twin flame relationships, you always have a person who's the runner and you have someone who's the chaser. So I personally have come to the conclusion that twin flames are just a label, just like soulmates. It's just a label for someone looking for a way to describe their experience and their relationship. It's not some magical thing where you're just brought together with someone out of nowhere from different corners of the earth and you just come together, right? A relationship actually happens because you took the time to go and approach someone and you saw something about that person that intrigued you, or vice versa. They saw something about you that intrigued them and they said, hey, let's get together, and it went from there. You know, it's not like, well, the universe has been waiting for this person to come into your life to, quote, teach you a lesson. And then we have this thing in the spiritual community about karmic relationships. I feel like it's a lot of nonsense being like spread around to a lot of people to make people feel better about their situation, to feel better about shitty choices, when you really should be a good choice. You really should be a good judge of character when it comes to people that you're allowing to have access to your body, your time, your energy, and excusing toxic, codependent, low vibrational, and lustful connections and saying, oh, well, this is a twin flame. So he's not calling me for 2 weeks because we still have a connection and he's my twin flame. So it's just to teach me a lesson. No, no, honey, he's toxic. You need to let him go. It's an unhealthy relationship. And that's what I've really had some time to really digest and really look at when I see all the posts from Instagram and all the YouTube videos and all these spiritual coaches and life coaches and all relationship experts. It's like, how do you justify being in an unhealthy relationship with someone and put a label on it and slap a label on it and say, oh, well, this is a twin flame connection. So how do you find this healthy? Somebody's always being chased. Morning, love. Somebody's always being chased, right? And then somebody is always the chaser. Now, granted, you can have a deep spiritual connection with someone. Like, you can have, exactly, Kelly. It's like you can have a deep soul connection with someone. And somebody please share with me your experience as far as twin flame connections. Because what I've been seeing posted around is like, it's okay for this person to come in and out of your life. It's okay for this person to treat you like shit. It's okay for this person to not really know what he wants. Exactly. And a lot of people stay in relationships that are unhealthy because they think, oh, well, this is my twin or this is my soulmate. Just because somebody may be a twin or soulmate doesn't mean that you're destined to be with that person. Like, you are going to be with this person for the rest of your life. And that's what a lot of people fail to realize. Instead of doing the inner work, one, right? Taking personal accountability and responsibility for your own behavior. If you have unresolved issues and traumas, you need to go to therapy. You need to go seek help. You need to get healing before you start trying to be in any relationship with anybody. But it's like a lot of people in the tarot community will say, well, he's like that because he's your twin, and like justifying the behavior. No, you need to cut him off. Sis, you need to cut him off because he's toxic. He's only going to pull you down and he's only going to block you. Exactly, Jennifer. Thank you, love, for coming in and just sharing that experience, because a lot of people, from what I've seen, a lot of people justify, oh, well, you have a soul contract with this person, and so you're destined, you have past lives and in another life and all this stuff. And it's like, but he's toxic or she's toxic. She has issues. She doesn't know what she wants. Should you stay in this relationship? Hell no. This person needs to go do their inner work and their healing. This person needs to be held accountable for their actions, not just hanging on. And so in the meantime, because you have people who are at different levels of healing. Some other people may be working on themselves, and the twin is still in his fuckboy stage. He still wants to play around. He still doesn't know what he wants. So you have this person over here who's been doing her work or his work, and they're halfway through healing. They're getting through their process. So they're on hold while this person is running around. And hopefully when they're done running around and sowing their wild oats and playing around, you're supposed to wait for them to come back. And somehow magically it's all supposed to be happily ever after, but it doesn't always end that way. So I wanted to get on here and just really ask the collective, like, what is your experience? What is your take on twin flame relationships, soulmates, karmics? I honestly think that anybody can be considered a karmic because we all have karmic energy. We all have been in a low vibrational energy at some point. We all have been that toxic person to someone else. We've behaved in a toxic way at one point in time. So I honestly feel like you will never be 100% healed per se. There is no such thing as a perfect relationship. It's fairy tale. It's fantasy to me. So a lot of people live in this fantasy world that I haven't been in contact with my twin, right? It's been 6 months and they're still holding on to this relationship. They're still holding on to the idea that, oh, well, he might pop in, he might call me out of the blue, or I've been getting readings that saying he may reach out to me. Sis, it's been 6 months. Why are you still waiting on him to reach out to you? He obviously is not interested, because if he cared, he would have showed you he cared. He would have still been in contact. You would have still been interacting with this person. Like, I don't know, y'all. Like, I feel like sometimes the labels that people put on their connections make them obligated to stay Exactly. Exactly, Kelly. Excuse me. Excuse me just a second, y'all. Exactly, Jen. Exactly. This is what I try to tell people, clients in personal readings, like, they're like, well, I don't know if I should wait for this person. No. No, live your life. And also at the end of the day, it's a choice. Just because the universe brought you together. Exactly, Kelly. At some point you have to use logic and common sense. Like, if I haven't heard from somebody in 6 months, what are the odds? Now, granted, there are all those freak accidents where after a year the person comes back. But what are their intentions? Exactly. Exactly. It's like, what happened to free will and the power of choice, right? For those people who are very spiritual or religious, that the Bible says that too, it's free will. It's a choice. People have a choice. You don't have to stay in a connection just because this person is your twin or your soulmate. You know what I mean? Like, it's a personal decision. Like, you don't have to put up with the bullshit just because, well, because I've had people say that to me. Well, I've been told by several readers that he's my soulmate and we had a past life together, and so even though he's still with his baby mama and they have a whole lot of stuff going on, I still love him, which is fine. You can still love the person, but tolerating his in and out, tolerating his wishy-washy behavior, tolerating the fact that he may never leave the baby mama to fully be with you because that's where his heart is. You see what I'm saying? Like, it just, I don't know, like the labels that people put on relationships sometimes, like, it makes me feel like people are stuck in this hole of, I have to deal with this because, I'm a soulmate, or this person is a karmic, and this is how it's just supposed to be. And it's like, no. No, like, like the fantasy world that I feel like sometimes people are in when it comes to relationships, like, sis, he ain't shit, or bruh, she ain't shit. Like, she's playing you. She's using you for your money. She doesn't really love you. She wants to see what you can get, what you can do for her. Like, the reality of stuff for people like to be in denial, and people like to, well, it's going to be like this back and forth. Well, how long are you going to be back and forth? 2, 3, 4, 5 years? Like, with this person on and off? Like, I don't know, y'all. Just I'm trying to make it make sense. But I don't know why that was so heavy on my mind and on my heart this morning, because I was like, a lot of people want to know. They want to know, well, is this my twin flame? Is this my soulmate? And it's like, exactly. And so the point is, instead of labeling the relationship and saying, oh, well, it's because, we're destined to be together and the universe brought us together, how about you go and get help? How about you go and work on yourself before you start trying to manifest a relationship with someone? And if you want a healthy relationship, therapy is very much available. It's very much available. But a lot of people like to be in denial. A lot of people like to suppress emotions. A lot of people don't want to deal with the really deep, difficult stuff that they really need to get over or get through in order to get to that point where they can actually have a healthy relationship. And so I think that's part of the issue. Like, people don't like to accept, like, okay, I'm not well, or they're not well, and I really shouldn't be in a relationship with this person. They clearly show me signs that they have a lot of toxicity around them because they themselves have unresolved traumas and issues that they need to get through. But I really love this person, or I'm really attached to this person because, well, he's my soulmate or he's my twin flame. And it's like, no, no, let them go in peace. And if it's meant to be, it'll be. Like, let them work on themselves. You work on yourself. Get yourself to where you need to be. And then you can move forward in a healthy relationship. But I don't know, y'all. I just had to come on and say that this morning because I keep hearing this a lot in my live streams too. Like, a lot of people will come in and they'll be like, well, I think I'm dealing with my twin because X, Y, and Z. And it's like, y'all never even had a conversation together. And like you said, Kelly, it's the trauma. A lot of people, because likes attract, right? Hence the twin flame, because they talk about the mirroring aspect of the other person, and it's like, but why would you want to mirror toxicity? Why would you want to project selfishness, laziness, insecurities, instability, imbalance? Why would you want to mirror those types of energies across to each other? Like, why would you want to project that? And so it's like, why not go and get the help that you need, get the healing that you need, spend some time alone, figure out what you want, and then come forward and say, you know what, I actually do want I want a healthy relationship. How about that? But to each their own. I'm not saying that they don't exist. I'm not saying that, because there are people who are like, they're like, twin flames and stuff like that. It doesn't exist. But I feel like some people really take this to the extreme, and they create complete fantasies in their mind about people coming back or being in a relationship with someone that they in their mind have a connection with. They never even talked to this person, and they're believing that they're supposed to be with this person. Like, make it make sense. So that is what it is. Exactly. I mean, anytime that you are in denial about things that have happened in your childhood, like, I mean, serious, deep stuff that has happened in your childhood, or even in past relationships. Maybe you were in an abusive relationship, or, you had molestation going on as a child, whatever, you had narcissistic parents, whatever the case is, and you bury it, you suppress it, you deny it, I can guarantee you 9 times out of 10, you're going to have trouble connecting with other adults in a healthy way, because all you've seen, all you've known is violence, pain, anger, aggression, all of those low vibrational energies, and that's all you've known. So that's all you know how to project onto other people. And so the cycle continues. Because as they say, usually victims become perpetrators because they don't take the time to heal. They don't take the time to do the work that it needs to take to get through whatever they've been through. But I just wanted to get on and just see what other people's take on the whole concept of those labels are. Because people get caught up in labels. That's just like in relationships. People get caught up in labels. Well, what are we? Well, do you know what you are? Like, you've been sexually active with this person for the past 3 or 4 months now. Like, are you now going to put a title on this relationship? What is it? Is it a situationship? Well, we don't know, because he's not ready for a relationship. So now you're looking for a title. Well, he never once said to you that you were his girlfriend, his woman, whatever the case may be. He never made that clear. And so now you're like, well, I don't really know what we are. But that should have been established at the beginning of the connection, right? I mean, to be honest, it should have been established first and foremost. If that's what you wanted, like, if you're cool with that friends with benefit type situation, then that's fine. But you see what I'm saying? My point is, you both agree to that type of connection. But if you're wanting something different, then that has to be discussed as well. So what exactly are your intentions here? Because I'm looking for a relationship. You see what I'm saying? So I just sit that right on the table. I'm wanting a committed relationship. And if you're not capable of handling that, then that's something I need to know now, because I'm not going to go any further. And if your actions show me that you're not committed, I'm not going to go any further. Because it's not just about what you tell me. Because you can tell me anything you think I want to hear, right? Or even with married couples, like, sometimes people who are married, they're like, I've seen it in a lot of comment sections on other channels. Like, they'll say derogatory things about people who are single or just in a relationship, and it's like, to each their own. Like, you don't know somebody else's experience. Maybe this person has been married before and it didn't work out for them. Who are you to judge their situation and make it look like, oh, well, you're doing this, or, you should do this, or this is what you should be doing, this is why you're having so many problems. That's your life. That's your experience. You can't come in placing your experiences on somebody else. Like, you can say, this was my experience, take what you may from that, and blessings to you, right? But it would be wrong of me to say, well, this was my experience and this is how you need to do it, because I'm telling you this is the only way that things are going to work out. Because there's always an exception to the rule. Everything is not 100% foolproof. Because a lot of people, from what I've seen, like, from even relationship coaches, people think, a lot of women think that, well, marriage is the end all be all. That's the final, that is the highest level of a connection that you can have, right? That's where everybody wants to be. But why is that? Why is that? Because what happens after you're married? So now what? So let's say you go through that stage, right? You become engaged, you get married. So now what? What's next? Because it should have been about you all along. Some people marry for the wrong reasons. And just because you're married to someone, and I've had to tell people this several times, it doesn't guarantee that you're going to be together forever. It does not constitute that you and this person are going to be forever life partners, right? Just because you married this person doesn't mean that they're not going to say, you know what, after 13 years, I've had enough. I'm done. You keep the kids. I'm out of here. Like, it happens. It happens. Shit happens. People change. Times change. People decide that they want something different. That's not what they really wanted. Like, to base your whole life on marrying and having children, which there's nothing wrong with, by the way, but I'm just saying, like, to base your whole life on doing that, like, that's the best thing you can do in life. Why? There's other things in life that you can do that makes you successful, that makes you an asset to society, that makes you actually contribute in some type of positive and healthy way to those around you. Just because you're married doesn't get, and it's not a security blanket. It's not a security blanket for commitment either, because you have married people that cheat. You have, I mean, hence the term adultery, right? Hence the term divorce. You have married people that cheat, right? So a lot of people get this concept in their mind that if I marry this person for whatever reason, it's all gonna be great. They're not gonna have any issues. We're gonna be perfectly fine together. This person's gonna be committed to the relationship. I'm committed to the relationship. Great. All's well, right? All's well that ends well. And there's not gonna be, too many difficulties here because, we're both committed. It takes a long time. It takes a long time to learn someone. It does. Especially somebody that you don't live with. Especially somebody you only see once or twice a week. You're going out on dates. And let's say you finally do decide to move in together. Even still, you may both have full schedules. You work full-time jobs. You have, different responsibilities. Somebody works out 2-3 times a week. They go to the gym. Whatever the case is, your schedules are hectic because you have your life before you met this person and they had theirs. So then you come together and you move in. It's still going to take a lot of time for you to learn this person, their preferences, their mannerisms, and see if that's something that you even want to invest in. Marriage comes with a lot of legalities. A lot of people fail to realize that. It's not like something you can just easily get in and pull out whenever you just feel like, okay, well, it's over, we're done. I want a divorce now. It's not that easy. It's not that simple. So it's like I don't understand the stigmas that society puts on people, like the pressure to achieve this goal, the pressure to have children. Like, you're less of a woman if you don't have children by the time you're 30. You're less of a man if you haven't married and settled down by the time you're like 35, 40. Like, who is putting these types of stigmas on people? Like, that should be a personal decision. That should be a personal decision. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, the whole labels and the terminology in the spiritual tarot community. Right, Kelly? Like soulmates, twin flame, life partners. Sometimes I feel like people use those terms as an excuse to stay in codependent, toxic, lustful type of relationships, and it's not built on anything healthy. Both parties should not even be dating anyway. Both parties need to get their shit together, go to a therapist, start healing, working on themselves, start taking personal accountability for the shit that they put themselves through. Because at the end of the day, people don't like to hear this, but personal accountability says, I've had some really, really shitty relationships in my past. Because why? Well, because I have an attitude problem. Well, why do you have an attitude problem? Because you were raised in what type of environment? Toxic, low vibrational. Some people can say, well, I was very selfish. Now, when you can admit that, that's a big step. I'm very selfish. I really don't like to, I don't like to do anything outside of what I want to do. I'm stubborn. People don't like to admit their faults. And so it's always, I want to be the victim. Well, he did me like this. My ex did me like this. And that ex did me like that. And he was like this. And she was like that. But what about you, though? What about you, though? How long did you tolerate the bullshit before you decided, okay, enough is enough. It's time for me to go? Did you have any boundaries? Did you say, okay, I'm not going to allow you to talk to me like this. I'm not going to allow you to put your hands on me. I'm not going to allow you to just sleep around and keep coming back to me and possibly put me at risk for STDs or something incurable. At what point do you decide to take control of your own life? To learn a lesson and not keep repeating the same lesson over and over again because you want to blame everybody else for what's happened in the past. You want to blame everybody else. It's their fault. It's his fault. It's her fault. It's my parents' fault. It's my best friend's fault. It's the school's fault. It's everybody else's fault but yours. Because guess whose life it is? Yours. At what point do we say, you know what, I need to take some accountability here? Maybe I got bad grades in high school because I didn't pay attention, right? Maybe. Just saying, y'all. So, y'all, catch me live later. I probably might be live later when I get off of work, but I will talk to you guys later. Bye.